that driver circuit like relay, their connection, and after that we are going to discuss about that programming, that how you can use that relay and how you can use Bluetooth with the customized programming. That also I will discuss with you. So first of all, I'm going to discuss about relay module and their connection. Let's see it how you can use that relay. Yes. So this one is relay module over here that you can see it, that how relay is working. So when we talk about relay, so there is three terminal over there. The one is normally open, one is normally closed, and third one is over here, that is common terminal over here. So you can use terminal according to your requirement. Like you have to connect one wire with the common, and you have to connect another end of that wire with normally open, and you will able to run it. So this one is over here, that is uh, control signal that is coming from Arduino, and this one is magnetic coil that is being get charged from the control signal, and you will able to control your appliance, mean your relay will get triggered using this control signal. So how you are going to connect your connection with the AC appliance, that is very much important over here, that I'm going to share with you. So let me share with you that connection directly. Yes, this one is a connection over here with the relay. So you can connect your relay module over here in a very simple way, and you can use it. So I'm going to use relay over here. Let me share it again. Yes. So you can see over here in a very simple way that this one is my AC appliance. So any appliance, there will be two wire when we talk about single phase. So single phase fan, single phase motor, over there will be two appliance, two wire. One wire we have to connect directly with the AC load, with the AC supply, and the second wire of that AC load we have to connect wire relay. I mean you have to connect this relay module in a series of that second wire. So how you have to connect that relay module in a series? So one terminal over here, this one you have to connect with the common, because middle one is common, and this one is normally open, and this one is normally closed. So these are three terminal over here, and these are control signal terminal, that VCC, ground, and control signal for controlling this relay, for turning it on and off. So these connection you have to make it like this, and these connection like VCC you have to connect with 5 volt, and ground you have to connect with the ground, and after that you have to connect that signal pin with the output pin of Arduino. Like earlier we have connected 13 and 12 number pin with my uh, Arduino, and these pins is being controlled via mobile app. So these connection you have to make it with the relay, and you can control AC appliance. But with the help of that relay, you can control your appliance with the limited current, limited loading condition. Like this relay is being operated on approximate 7 ampere. So when we talk about 7 ampere, you can calculate that power requirement, that how much this bulb is consuming, how much any AC appliance is, like any fan is consuming current. So accordingly, you can connect your relay and you can control it. But if you want to control that brightness also of this bulb, or if you are using one motor over here and you want to control motor speed, for that you have to use one relay. That relay is SSR, solid state relay. So with the help of that you can control it in a very simple way. In relay module also there is one transistor is also connected, because sometimes this relay module is being operated on a 12 volt DC 12 volt for operating it, that is control signal. So we are, our Arduino is providing maximum 5 volt. So what we have to do at that time, we have to use one transistor, and we have to use separate 12 volt power supply to drive that relay, and we can control AC appliance, and control signal will be goes to Arduino only over here, that also you can use it. So now I'm going to use that mobile app designing in another application, another platform. With the help of that you can make your own customized code, everything you are going to make it with your own. So let's see how you can make it. So let me share with you. So this one is a protocol that we are going to use it over here. That platform we are going to use it over here. That is MIT App Inventor. So that protocol we are going to use it over here in a very simple way. Let's see it how we can use it. So what are the essential questions over here when we are going to design any app? Like what feature you have to see in a mobile app that you want to make it and you are curious about to make it, and what appliance you want to control it. So there are many things you are curious about it. So everything you can make it in your app. So let's see how you can make it. So App Inventor that you are going to use it, that is MIT App Inventor. That is platform that is open source. So over there, when we are going to do programming is major task in a app designing. So when we are building app over there, we are using commonly we are using platform that Android Studio for that. But over here we are using that MIT App Inventor platform. So in that platform, what we are going to do, we are going to use that graphical programming, block-based programming. So that is very easy to use. That we did in the Tinkercad also. Similar kind of programming we have to do it over here, and we have to make it like this. So this one we have to use graphical programming, we have to use app interface over here, and we have to simulate it also, and we have to run it also. Let's see how you can use it. So App Inventor introduction. So we are going to open this link, and over there we are going to design customized mobile app. So that also you can try it and you can make your own app, but you can test it also without having any hardware also. So I will discuss from the basic that how you can make basic app, and after that I will make a Bluetooth controlled app. Let's see it how we can make it. So this one is a user interface of that MIT App Inventor page. You are going to open this link, or you can directly open that MIT App Inventor also, then also it will work fine over there. So you have to open this link. After that, you will able to find that kind of user interface over there. These are palettes. You can choose it, all the components. This one is a viewer. You can arrange your component. This one is your screen. User interface, you can call it over here. These are components. So whatever component you have added it in your screen, that will be visible over here. And these are properties of all these components. Like if you want to change any properties of that particular component, you have to select component, and after that you will be able to add that properties. Now we are going to talk about designer. So how we can design that app. So very important part, that what functionality is required, and what kind of user interface is required. Two things is very important for designing that app. So over here you can see this one is a designer. Designer mean you are going to find your component over here. So that component can be find over there in a very simple way, and after that you have to check all the screen user interface over here in this screen that you can see it. So this one is screen. These are component over here. So how you can add component? Just drag and drop over here. You will able to add your component easily, and you will able to see component like this. Block editor. In a block, what you can do, you can make your graphical programming in a very simple way. There are simple math operator, logic, and text you will able to find over there in a blocks that you can see it. This one is a block coding over there. So when we are going to make app, so in a designer we will able to design all the user interface. In a blocks we will able to find that programming interface. Over there we have to write code in a graphical way, and you will able to make it. So your coding you will able to make it over here in a very simple way. This one is your workspace. This one is a trash dustbin, and you can find your component over here. The basic blocks, building blocks, you will find over here in a very simple way. So these are programming blocks over here. Like as you are going to click on text to speech. So these are your components. In a component, you will able to find that these blocks you will find it like text to speech converter. What are the functionality of that component you want to use it, that you can select it and you can use it for your applications. Now creating your first app, that is Hello World app. Very simple app. We are going to test it right now. After that, we are going to for advanced app. Let's see it how you can make a very simple app. So Hello World app, we have to make it. For that, we are going to add few components. One is label we are going to add. We can add button, text to speech. These component we are going to add it, and after that we are going to write code. So this one is a label. Yes, this one is a code over here. That is graphical code. We have to use it. You can see it over here. That is a graphical code. Like text to speech. So that code we have to make it and we have to use it. So let me start it, that how it is working. So first of all, we have to open that link, that is MIT App Inventor. So directly I'm going to in my screen. You can use it in an online mode. So over here I'm going to open that MIT App Inventor. So MIT App Inventor, I'm going to search on the Google, and you will able to find MIT App Inventor tool like this. After opening it, this one is the MIT website. MIT is being developed by MIT college student and their media department. So that is a Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, one of the renowned engineering institution in the world that is based on US. So I'm going to click on create an app. So you can create your app over here, and you can find all the details over here in a very simple way, that what kind of app you can make it over here. So now I'm going to create app. Click on the create app. It will ask to sign in with your account, with the Gmail account. So I did it, sign in with my Gmail account. So this one is my dashboard. My dashboard will get open automatically over there. So after opening dashboard, you will able to see over here that this one welcome message is coming. You can make it, don't show it again, and continue. So this one is my previous designed app for controlling my light using Bluetooth. So now I'm going to make a new project. So first of all, go to my project, and you have to click on start new project. So I'm going to make a simple Hello World app. So testing app, I'm going to make it test app. Okay. So this one is my dashboard for a new app that I'm going to make it. So these are user interface that I told you. These are palettes, and this one is my screen. This one is component, and these are properties over here. These are layout and all that, media, everything you will find over here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this button and drag and drop. So this one is button over here in a component. So over here, what we have to do is, we are going to use this button properties, is going to change it, like I'm going to rename it. Over here you can rename it. Text to speech. So I just renamed it over here. Text to speech. You can see it is written over here, text to speech. If you want to rename this also, that also you can rename it from over here. Text to speech. So that you can see it over here. Now, after doing this, you can change their size, whatever modification you want to do, all the feature is there. Now everything is in your control. You can make it bold. So you can increase that size also. I think someone mic. Dr. P. Ramesh, I think their mic is not muted. Okay. So let's continue over here. Madam, if you are able to control, kindly mute participant mic. Participant has enabled their mic.
Sure.
So over here you can see it, the text to speech. So that we have renamed it, that we have increased that size. So now what you can do, you can find few more feature over here, like user interface, default. Yes, over here you can see it, that text to speech we are going to use it. So this one we set up, we did it that any modification, any color background change, that also you can change it default black. So whatever color you want to make it, so that you can do it easily. And their position also you can change it by default, or height also you can adjust it, fill parents. So like I did it over here, fill parents. So I'm going to make it automatic. Width I'm going to make it fill parents. So height I'm going to make it automatic. Okay. So whatever modification you want to do, that you can do it. So I'm going to make simple text to speech this blog. This one is my user interface. So what feature I want to use it over here? For that, what I'm going to do, I'm going in a media. In a media you will find few text to speech option over here. This one is the application. I'm going to take it and going to put it over here. But it is not visible over here, but it will be visible over here. That component we have added it, that is text to speech. So that we can do it over here. Now over here what we can do, there is not too much functionality. You can change their language and all that, that is speech and all that. So I'm going to use it in a default board and default configurations. So after doing this, what we have to do it, we are directly going in a blocks. This one is a blocks over here. So in a blocks, I'm going to open it. Over there you can write code. So this one I'm going to do text to speech. This one is button, I'm going to use it. So when this button is clicked, you can take this. When button is clicked, text to speech is button, and when button is pressed, so what you want to do, you want to use text to speech, call speech like this, call text to speech. And what message you want to speak, for that you can go to text box, take this box, you can put it over here. This one code you have to write it, that is very simple code for converting your text into speech. So whatever text you are going to use it over here, that will be get spoken when you are going to press that button over there. So you can see it. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to write over here, I'm attending IoT class. I am attending IoT course or IoT class, whatever you want to call it. So this one I have written. So my code is ready. My design user interface is ready. That modification you can do it over here, whatever you want to do. So that all functionality is over there. So now I'm doing it with the simple button, text to speech button, and I have written simple code. Now I have to simulate it. I have to check it out that my app is working or not. So what you can do, you can simulate it in your mobile phone. So how you can simulate it? So there is one simulator that you can use it over here. So I'm going to use it. So go to connect AI companion, you can use it. That is AI companion, that is simulator. For that, what we have to do it, you have to click on AI companion. So your QR code will get available over here. So that QR code you have to scan in your mobile phone. For that, You have to install one mobile app, that is MIT AI2 companion app, and you have to scan it. After scanning it, you will able to check your mobile app, whatever app you have designed, that will be visible in your mobile phone. So let me show you that how it will look like. So this one is my mobile screen over here. So in mobile screen, I'm going to install that app, that is MIT companion app. In a Play Store, I'm going to search it over there, MIT App Inventor. I'm going to search it. So it's saying that MIT AI2 companion. So I'm going to install it, open it. So after opening this app, it is saying that connect with the code or scan QR code. So I'm going to use tick mark on that use legacy connection, and I'm going to click on scan QR code. So that QR code I'm going to scan it. So click on this, and now my QR code will get scanned. So I'm going to scan my QR code over here. This one is my QR code. So again, I'm going to search it. Yes, my app is coming automatically. You can see after scanning QR code, your app is visible over here, text to speech. So this one is my mobile screen. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to press this button. As I'm going to press, and it will speak. Again, I'm pressing this button.
I am attending IELTS class. I am attending IELTS class.
Yes, I'm pressing this button.
I am attending IELTS class.
I'm pressing again this button.
I am attending IELTS class.
Yes. So I think you are able to hear that voice. Now I'm going to change this one over here. I'm happy today. So that same thing will get updated on your mobile app also over here. As I'm going to press over here,
I am happy today. I am happy today.
I'm going to press that button.
I am happy today.
So that text
today.
is being get converted into a voice.
I am happy today.
So similar kind of that these are standard app that you can make it over here using this, like for blind persons, and if the person they are not able to speak, so you can make different buttons for different voice that can be done. So that easily a simple app you can make it, and you will able to run it. And after that you can download that app also in your mobile phone. This one is a simulation only. So this one is over here only simulations. If you want to run it on your mobile phone, you have to install it. So how you can install it? You can go to build, and you will able to download that app in the APK format, and you can install it on your computer, and you will able to do it. That is about a very simple app. So one more simple app that I'm going to share with you, and after that I will make a app for Bluetooth control. So I'm going to in a designer, this one is text to speech, and one more option I'm going to edit over here, that is sensor. You can use your mobile sensor also. Like this one is a sensor that I'm going to use it over here, that you can see it over here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do it over here in a very simple way. So over here, first of all, we have to go to sensor. In a sensor, there is accelerometer sensor. So you can take the sensor and drag and drop it over here. I put it my sensor also over here. Now what we have to do it, go back to coding. In a blocks, you will find sensor. Click over here. This one is a sensor over here that you can see it over here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take second block, one accelerometer sensor checking. I'm going to take it. So what you want to do, so you call text to speech again. So I'm going to duplicate it. I put it over here. Yes. So I'm going to make it over here. Stop shaking me. So we have made one app over here, so that you can see it. So now what we are going to do, this one app we have made it, and now this one we have used some accelerometer sensor. So how it is working over here, that is very interesting part. So I'm going to share with you. So what I will do, as I will shake my mobile phone, it will speak in the format. So let me show you in a screen so that you will able to visualize it. So that app we have made it. Yes. So now I'm going to share with you my mobile screen on my camera, that you can see it. This one is my mobile app. That app I have made it over here, simple app that we have designed. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to shake my mobile. I'm shaking my mobile like this.
Stop shaking me. Stop shaking me. Stop shaking me.
So this one is very simple app. I just made it. Just I'm going to
Stop
shake it.
shaking me. Stop shaking me.
As I'm going to do it slowly, it will not speak anything. But as I'm going to shaking it,
Stop shaking me. Stop shaking me. Stop shaking me. Stop shaking me. Stop shaking me.
so this one I'm shaking it over here.
Stop shaking me. Stop shaking me.
Yes. So anything you can do modification over there, and you will able to make modification in your mobile app, and that you can make it. So now again I'm going to share screen. So if you are going to change any modification over there in this text, that also you can make it. And with the push button, you will able to control it. Like if I'm going to use my push button over here, so then it will work same with the previous code.
I am happy today. I am happy today.
And as I'm going to shake
Stop
it,
shaking me. Stop shaking. Stop shaking.
so both thing is working. These are two basic usability, mean basic thing you can make it, and many more thing also you can make it over here. Like as I'm going to share over here. So the two thing we have discussed over here, like Hello World app, that you can make it, and then after that you can make Shake Me app using this. Then after that you can use that distance detection also with mobile phone, like proximity sensor you can make it, use it, and after that you will able to make it distance detection app using this. That also you can make it using mobile proximity sensor. So any object is coming in front of your mobile phone, it will speak something, and you will able to detect that one. So now these are proximity sensor code, you can write it. Now we are going to use Bluetooth control, LED control app. For that we have to use LED Bluetooth, this one, and the LED on of 3 button is required over there. So what component is required? Component is list picker, then button and Bluetooth. These 4 component is required over there, and after that we have to write code. So this one is a coding for Bluetooth control. So first of all we have to make a coding for 2 button. This one is for 2 button coding. That is simple output that we did it previously. Over there we have to call Bluetooth and send text. Call Bluetooth, send text. So 0 and 1 or ABC, whatever we want to send, that we can send it. But over whatever value we are sending it from over here, from mobile phone, that Bluetooth will receive it and will send it to the Arduino serial monitor. That we are going to do later on after doing this. So first of all we are going to design this app, and after that we are going to in mobile in a Arduino and going to write a code for this. So let's see it. So first of all we have to take list picker, then list picker before, list picker after. In a before we have to add these elements, and in a after picker we have to add these elements. So what is the meaning of list picker? List picker means it will show that available Bluetooth devices and which device you want to connect it. So that is about selection of Bluetooth device. So now we are going to use it. So let's see how we can use it. So over here what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a code over here in a very simple way, and I'm going to make a app. Like you can make advanced app also over here like this, and Bluetooth robot app also you can make it over here. Like left, right, you can control your robot. So now I'm going to show you that app, how you can make it, that Bluetooth app, simple app, this one, LED control app. So let me go to that MIT App Inventor. So I'm going to start my new project. Start new project. Project name you can make it BLE Bluetooth LED BLE LED app. I'm going to open it. This one is your new project over here. So now in this project, what we have to do, first of all, we have to take a list picker where you will find that list picker. That is this one. You can take this component, that is list picker. List picker means a Bluetooth scan, that you will able to rename it also. Then you have to take two button. So simply two button also you can take it, but if you want to take some layout, that also you can take it, horizontal arrangement and another yes, one more horizontal arrangement, two arrangement I'm going to take it. So you can do a lot of modification over there in a very simple way. So now over here you can see it in a very simple way. These two use that horizontal and vertical arrangement I have taken it. Now I have to go to user interface. I have to take button, insert one button inside it, second button inside it. Mean if we are going to take that horizontal and arrangements like this, with the help of that we can do a lot of modification in this arrangement. Like we are going to make it full, left, center, that also we can do it. And after that height, width also we can do it. Make it to fill parents. So this one is full. Similar way you can make it full also. I'm going to make it height same. Width I'm going to make it fill parents, that you can see it. So now what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to change this configuration over here. For that we have to select this button to this button or this horizontal arrangement, and you can make it width fill parents, yes, like this. So any modification we want to do it over here in a button or text, that easily we can do it. This one is a list picker. Now we have to add one Bluetooth. So Bluetooth we will find in the sensor or connectivity. So in a connectivity we have to take Bluetooth client. So this Bluetooth client I'm going to take it, and you can put it over here. So Bluetooth is also added over here. Only three things you have to take it. If you want to do any coloring, color code, that is up to you. Any image you want to upload, that also you can upload it over here. Now after doing this, what we have to do it, we have to go to blocks in a code. So in a coding, what we have to do, we have to click on list picker. So two things we have to take it, after picking and before picking. List picker, before picking. So these two things we have to take it. So in first things what we have to do it, we have to select that button or Bluetooth. So call Bluetooth, so that we have to do it, so that you can see it over here also, that what we have to do it over here. So in a, before picking, we have to call list picker element and Bluetooth client and address. So we are going to call list picker, go to list picker again and take that green block, this one, set list picker, background color, list picker element. So this one I'm going to take it, put it over here. Now after that over here you have to find that Bluetooth client and connect it. So client, Bluetooth client, one address and name. So this one we have to take it, we have to put it over here like this. So that first part is complete. Second part is that after list picker. So after list picker, that same part is over here. I'm going to duplicate it. This part we have to delete it. So over there list picker element, in replacement of element there was some different, so that you can see it. In replacement of in list picker text is over there, text, and we have to call a Bluetooth connect address. So these 2-3 features we have to use it. So over here we have to take text, then after that we have to call Bluetooth. In a Bluetooth you will find call Bluetooth send byte. So that was over here, you can see it, Bluetooth connect and address. So connect and address, where is connect and address, that you can see it at the top. You will find Bluetooth connect and address. So this one block you have to insert it over here, and after that connect and address. In connect and address you have to take one more block, that is Bluetooth block over here, that you can do it. So what is the address over here? You can go to this Bluetooth client, and you will able to find connect and address, that we did it earlier, Bluetooth client and available. So let me take this one, Bluetooth client and available. So you can check it out over here in your PPT, that what we have to do, list picker selection we have to take it. So we have to take the list picker in replacement of this. You can delete it, go to list picker and element, this one we have to take it. So all the element you will find over here. So list picker selections, so you can do list picker and selections. So that we did it over here. So to setup we did it. Now we have to go for that button. You can take this button is very easy. You can take one button clicked, this one, and what output you want, go to Bluetooth, and you can call Bluetooth client text. So over here we want to connect it, and we want to send some text message. So go to text and take this text block, and over there you can send any alphabet or something like that. I'm going to send A, or A and B, and another button you can duplicate it. Over there I'm going to write B. So I'm going to use button 1, button 2. In button 2 I want to send it B. You can send A or B, or you can send on and off. So with this I'm going to send O, this I'm going to send off. For F I'm going to use it for off. So button 1 and 2 we are using it for on and off of any appliance. So this code we have to write it in a very simple way, and you will able to do it. So this one code we have written it, same code that we have made it over here. And one more thing also, we can use it over here, that is connected, so that we can get confirmed that our Bluetooth is connected. So same thing, duplicate, and we can take it connected. So let me go over here for make it connected. You can duplicate it. Sorry, only this part you have to duplicate it. So this part you can remove it. Text, go to text box. So this one is my text box. You can duplicate it. You can insert this text box over here, and you can call it connected. That is my code, simple code. I have written it over here for my Bluetooth. So first one is list picker before picking, then this one is list picker after picking. This part is for selecting Bluetooth module, mean we have to check available Bluetooth that Bluetooth devices, and after that we have to select any Bluetooth device which one we want to connect it. So after that it will show connected. Then after that, what value we want to send from mobile phone, we are going to send F, and we are going to send O. So both signal we are going to send, both character we are sending it from over here, from that mobile app. So now we have to write code accordingly for that. So now I'm going to check it out, that how my app is looking like. So you can see on your mobile also. I'm going to click on AI Companion. I'm going to open it in my mobile screen. So let me share with you. So AI Companion, this one is coming. So whatever app we have designed, that is coming over here, text to speech. So first of all, I'm going to share with you that how you can connect with Bluetooth module. So as you are going to click on text for list 1, so it will show available Bluetooth device name, that is SC05. As I'm going to select it, it is showing that it will show connected, but that is not displaying over here. So that will get connected over here. Now after that, you can press button 1, 2, and you can send your command that you can see. So this one is now connected over here. So now what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to use this app in my mobile phone for controlling my appliance using this app. So first of all, we have to download this app, or you can rename this also. I'm going to rename it. So I'm going in my designer list picker. I'm going to rename it. So I'm going to write over here, that is Bluetooth. You can write in small also, Bluetooth connection. So I have written over here, that is Bluetooth connection, that you can correct over here, Bluetooth connections. So I just made it over here. So that is my Bluetooth connections. Text button, all these things I have taken it. So now I'm going to download my app. So this one is my code, this one is my app. So you can download your code, your app, you can download using this build, and you can download APK to your computer. But what I'm going to do, I have to download it in my computer, and after that I have to transfer it in my mobile. So before that, I'm going to use very important part, that I'm going to directly open that MIT App Inventor in my Chrome, and over there I'm going to use it. So MIT App Inventor, I'm going to open it in my mobile, and directly over there I'm going to open my account, and from there I will edit it and I will open it. So this one is my mobile screen. So my app is ready. Now we have to work on the coding part, that we are going to start it. So I'm going to select my account, and after that my app will be get opened over here. So this one is my platform. So automatically my app will get open over here, and I will able to download it easily. So this one is my app over here that get open. So what we have to do it, we have to click on over here, that is build option, build in my mobile app. So I'm click on build. There is option of save APK on your computer. I have clicked it. My app will get downloaded in my mobile phone, and after that I will able to install it. So it is saying that build-in server is busy. So let me try it again. So click on build, save it on your computer. So it is saying that again your built-in server is busy. So we have opened it over here, that's why it is saying. So I'm going to open it again. I open it. Now I'm going to download it. It's saying that server is busy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going in my projects. Then again I'm going to open over here, refreshing that app in my mobile phone. This one is my mobile screen. So I'm going to open it. BLE LED app. This one is my app that we have designed it. So after opening this app, what we can design that app in a mobile phone also. That also can be done. And I'm going to click on build, and you have to save on APK file. Please try again sometime. It is saying that server is busy. So I think that is connected with my AI companion. This one I'm going to close it. Now again build. save APK. So let it download, build. So with the help of that build, you will able to download your app easily. The same step you have to follow it. Build, save APK. So there is issue with the server. Server is showing busy. No need to worry about it. So I will show you over here that how it will work. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going in my Tinkercad. So how you can write code for a Bluetooth. So in a Tinkercad, we will able to write code in a very simple way without any communications, but we are going to use that communication, how it is working. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use Arduino over here and I'm going to write code. So when we are going to write code, you can write code in a text also. So I'm going to write code in a text. So let's see that when we are going to connect Bluetooth, Bluetooth will get connected on 0 and 1 pin. So whatever value is coming on the Bluetooth from the Bluetooth, that will be coming on the serial monitor of the Arduino. So we have to read serial monitor value in the Arduino and we have to perform our task. So let's see how we can do it. So whatever value we are sending from the mobile phone, that value is coming in the Bluetooth and Bluetooth sending that value in the Arduino serial monitor. So I'm going to write code over here for a Bluetooth. So I'm going to use first of all serial begin, serial dot begin. That is required for printing on the serial monitor or reading from the serial monitor. Serial dot begin. So I'm going to use bracket over here like this. Serial begin and baud rate of the Bluetooth module, that is 9600. That is broadcasting speed. So after that, what we have to do it over here, I'm going to take one integer or one string. I'm going to take it. So you can take string. String mean over there you are going to store character and string. So string X, I'm going to use it, and I'm going to read value from that serial monitor. So what I'm going to do, read serial dot serial string. So that I'm going to use it over here. Read dot serial string. So serial read, I'm going to do it over here. Serial read string. So we have to write in the different format. Serial read serial dot read string. So string that I'm going to read it. So you can do it like this. Yes. So whatever string is coming on the serial monitor, that value I can read it and I can store it in this variable. That variable name is X, and string is a data type. So what kind of data you are going to store it, that we are going to read it over here. Now after reading that value, we are going to print it on the serial monitor. So serial dot print, and we are going to print X value, and we are going to check it out that what value is coming on the serial monitor. Whatever value we are reading it from the serial monitor, same value we are printing it on a serial monitor to check it out that what value we are reading it. So that value is coming on the serial monitor, that's coming from mobile phone. So let's see. So we are going to start simulation over here. Only simple 3 line of code we have written it over here. So it is saying that serial, there is some issue over here. Serial dot read, serial yes, now it is working fine. So we are reading a serial value over here from that serial monitor. Now we are going to check it out without Bluetooth. That I told you that in a Tinkercad we cannot use any kind of communication device, but we are going to check it out without that. So what we are going to do, we are going to send the manual value on the serial monitor. So we are going to send it manual, but when we are going to connect Bluetooth module, that value will become over here from the Bluetooth module. That is the difference only. So I'm going to check it out with the manual. So I'm going to write over here Q. Let's see it is reading or not. So that value should be displayed over here. Yes, Q is coming in the serial monitor because that is printing. We are printing it. QR S T. All the values you will able to see that is being get displayed. So now whatever value we are sending it, it is reading it. So now we have written some condition over here that we are going to send a value from that mobile app, that is O and F. So if condition I'm going to use it, if X value is equal to that double quote O. If that value is O, what you want to execute, you want to turn on light. So I'm going to write digital write on pin number. You can take it 12 number pin or 13 number pin high. So 12 number pin will be high, and in else condition what you want to do, in else conditions, this one is if condition. In else condition what you want to do, your light should be off. Or else if you can do it, because we are using another command that X double equal to double quote, that is F. If F value is coming, so what output should be over there, LED should be off. So the 12 number pin is output that we are using it, and 12 number pin is now low. If 12 number is output, so we have to define it over here also, that 12 number pin is output. So you can use pin mode over here, and after that you can use 12 number pin is output pin. That is output pin over here that you can see. So now I have defined my code in a very simple way. So this one is very easy and simple code. First of all, we have used serial begin for serial reading value or printing on the serial monitor, and after that we have used one string data type, and X is a variable, and over there we are storing that value. Whatever value is coming on the serial monitor, that value will be get stored in a string X. And after that we are going to print on the serial monitor to check out that value, that what value is coming over there. And after that, if that value is equal to O, then LED will be high, otherwise LED will be low at 12 number pin. That condition we have used over here. If value is O, then LED will be high. If value is F, then LED will be low. So let it check it out how it is working. So I'm going to connect over here. I'm going to check my code. I'm going to check my code without Bluetooth. So I'm going to connect Bluetooth, and without connecting Bluetooth, I'm going to send manual value over here. That is O. O value I'm going to send it. So my LED should be turned on. So as my value will get printed over here, that O. So wait for a second. As your value will, so let's start simulation. Saying some input. If else, yes, one more bracket we have to use it over here. Now start simulation. So I'm going to send over here, that is value is O. So you can send O. So by sending O command, so it will read O, and LED will be get on. Now you can see my LED get on. So that same command will come from the mobile phone, that we, because we have designed mobile app for sending command from over there, that is O. So and now I'm going to send F. So as I'm going to send F from my mobile phone, so right now I'm doing it manually, so my LED will get off. Yes, LED get off. So similar way you can add multiple buttons over here, and you can add multiple buttons in your app also, and you have to send these values from your mobile app, so that you can see it. This one is our app. In app we have did the same thing in the blocks, that the two buttons we are sending it F and O. These two command we are sending it via Bluetooth, and with the help of that we will able to control our appliance. So that you can check it out over here. That is working fine. Again O, So that should be in a capital O, and after that light will be get on and off, because this one is on a software, that's why it's taking a little bit delay, otherwise it will work fine. So as I'm going to send T, so in a T it will not work, it will work on only O and F signal is coming. So I just sent T, so there is no status change in LED. As I'm going to use U, so LED will be on. If it is in on state, there will be no status change. So now as I'm going to send U, there is no change. As I'm going to send F, so what is happening over here with F? LED will be get turned off. Now you can see it, LED will get off. Yes, LED get turned off. So now these things we are doing it manually for checking it. This one is our code. So now what we have to do it, we have to copy this code and we have to upload this code in Arduino hardware, and we have to connect Bluetooth module over there, and we have to check it out, and we have to install that mobile app. So I'm going to copy this code and going to upload this code in Arduino software, in Arduino hardware. Let me open it. So over there I'm going to paste my code, and I'm going to upload it in my hardware. So I'm going to upload it because Arduino is already connected. So after uploading it, so my code is uploading done, success, you can see it. So uploading is done. After uploading code, what we have to do it, you have to connect your Bluetooth module with the Arduino, and after that you have to connect one LED, or you can connect relay also. Relay is same thing with the LED. So I have connected my relay module. I'm going to share with you that what I have connected it over here, what connection I made it over here, that I'm going to share with you. So let's see it. So this one is my Arduino over here. This one is my my Arduino Uno. So over here what I did, I have connected one Bluetooth module and one relay module. So Bluetooth TX and RX, I'm going to connect with my TX and RX pin of Arduino, that I have connected it, and then I have connected one relay over here that is on 13 number pin. Now I'm going to make it on 12 number pin. So relay I have connected on 12 number pin. So this one is my Bluetooth module that is blinking over here, that you can see it with a fast rate, and this one is my Arduino, and I have connected one relay module also over here, that also you can see it, that is relay module over here, that blue color is relay module. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to this Arduino is connected now. So now we have to open our mobile app and we have to check it out. So I'm going to open my mobile app. I have another app that I will check it out if this app is not get installed. So that app is similar to this. So let me check it out again if it is working. So let me share my screen. So I'm going to share my mobile screen over here. This one I'm going to download again that app, because earlier it was saying that server issue is there. Let me check it out again. Let me open it, that app, and after that I'm going to download that app. So build, go to build and save APK on your computer. So it is again saying that there is some server issue. The server is busy somehow. So let me close it over here. It is saying that busy. So let me go back to mobile screen, refresh it. So open that Bluetooth. So this app I'm going to run it again, download it, build, save APK. So server is busy. So I'm going to open another app that is also I have designed it. So that is also downloaded. So I'm going to check it out. Another app, that is Bluetooth app, IoT home light. Okay, so that is home automation app is over there. This one. So I'm going to open this one. So this one is simple light on off. Same app is there. Same feature is there. So that I will let you know also in that MIT App Inventor that what is coding of this app. So let me open that MIT App Inventor in mobile. So that is already opened. So I'm going to open that project, home automation. So this one app I'm going to show you that how is functionality over there. Is it same output we are sending it or not? So this one is app. So let me see their coding. So go to blogs. You can see we are sending what value we are sending. We are sending O and F. Same value we are sending it over here, that you can see it, O and F. We are sending O and F. So now that is same. I'm going to open my app. This one is the app. So first of all we have to click on Bluetooth connecting. So over here we have to select it. It is saying that Bluetooth module is HC05. So I'm going to select it. So as I'm going to select it, it will get connected. Yes, it will get connected, and now you will able to see, and it is showing that Bluetooth connected. Now light on and off, these are buttons, so you can press your buttons. So I'm going to press this button, light on. So my light will be get on 12 number pin. So with the help of this you will able to turn off your light. So now I'm going to check it out how it is working in my code. 12 number pin, 13 number pin. Yes, now it is working fine. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to connect my AC load over here. Same functionality I'm going to show you and how it is working with AC appliance. So be with me, I'm going to share with you that how it will work. Yes. So now I'm going to share my camera so that you can visualize it. So over here you can see it in my camera. This one is my app, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my light. So turn on my light as I'm going to do it. So I'm going to press it, my light will be get on. As I'm going to turn it off, my light will be get off. So my wire is little bit loose, I think. Yes, so there is little bit loose wire over there. So what we can do, I'm going to turn it off using this button. Light is turning off. I think you are able to see that light color, light on. My light get on. So that is my CFL bulb, that same bulb that I have used it over there, so that you can see it. This one is bulb. I'm going to turn it off. So as I'm going to off it, I'm going to on it. So I'm doing it on and off with my customized mobile app now. So that app is customized. You can see this one is customized mobile app that we have designed it using MIT App Inventor. You can light on, turn it on, and you can turn it off. And code is also customized. So now we have written our code, that is customized code. So everything is, we did it with our own. So again I'm going to show that code. So let me go back to that coding part. So now we have not used any library or anything else over there, but we have used standard code over here, this simple code, and very simple and very small code over here. And in this code you can see only 5 to 6 line code is there, and we have used it over here. So this one code we have used it. So with the help of that we have controlled our AC appliance So you can connect multiple AC appliances, mean you have to use multiple relay for controlling multiple different AC appliances like fan, light, cooler, whatever you want to control it. Similar way you can control industrial appliance also, that functionality will be same. So there will be no difference. So everything will be same and you will able to control it. So that is about controlling your appliance using customized mobile app, and that customized mobile app you can make it using MIT App Inventor, that you can make it in a very simple way, and after making that app you can control your appliance. But there is some limitation of this app. So what is the limitation? Limitation is that you can control your appliance up to 10 meter, because that Bluetooth module is having a limited range that is 10 meter only. So you can control your appliance up to 10 meter. But if you want to control your appliance more than that distance, more than 10 meter, what you can do? You have to use Wi-Fi module. So that Wi-Fi module that I'm going to introduce you over here, and after that we are going to use Wi-Fi module in comparison to, in replacement of Bluetooth module. Because in a Wi-Fi module there is two mode. One mode is that you are using in your mobile phone also, that same Wi-Fi module, similar Wi-Fi module we are using it. That functionality of that Wi-Fi module will be same. So let me share with you that Wi-Fi module. So we are going to use the Wi-Fi module over here, this one, that is ESP8266 Wi-Fi module. So this Wi-Fi module we are going to use it over here. So in this Wi-Fi module you can see that functionality is same that we are using in the mobile Wi-Fi. So there is two common functionality, two mode. First one is we can use our mobile phone as a hotspot, and the second one is that we can use our mobile phone as a we can use our mobile phone as a hotspot, and the second is we can connect our mobile phone with any available Wi-Fi network, that we can use it in a very simple way. So now what we are going to do over here, we are going to use this Wi-Fi module. So this one is one of the cheapest Wi-Fi module. You can use it in a two mode. One is a local network, that is hotspot mode, and over there you can control your appliance up to 100 meter without internet. And the second mode is that you can control your appliance up to, you can connect your Wi-Fi module with the internet, and you can control your appliance from any corner of the world, because that you are going to do with the IoT, with the Internet of Things, and with the internet. So for that, internet is required with your Wi-Fi module, and as well as in a mobile phone also, from where you are going to control it. So now let's see it how you can use both the mode. So first one is we are going to use this Wi-Fi module. There is pins. That cost of this Wi-Fi module is approximate 150 rupees, and you will able to control it all the appliance using this. So there is total 8 pins, and there is one VCC ground. So VCC is over here, ground is over here, then TX and RX pin is over here, and these are GPIO pins, GPIO 0 and GPIO 1. It means these are general purpose input output pins. GPIO stand for general purpose input and output pin. So these pins you can use it for input and output purpose. If you are going to use this module independently without Arduino, that you can use it. For that there is limitation that you can control only 3 and 4 maximum pins, but if you want to control more than 3 and 4 pins from this Wi-Fi module, you have to use your Arduino. You have to use Arduino with this Wi-Fi module. So this one is a Arduino connection. How you can connect this Wi-Fi module? You can connect TX and RX pin on 0 and 1 also, or you can connect on 2 and 3 also. So I'm going to connect on 0 and 1 because that is my hardware serial pins, and that I'm going to use it. And this Wi-Fi module, we have to connect it like this. So this one is very important point over here, that is voltage divider. We are using it over here. So meaning of this voltage divider, why we are using it? Because this Wi-Fi module is being operated on a 3.3 volt, but we are providing 3.3 volt over here, but that control signal is coming from the Arduino, that communication is coming, communicating with the Arduino, and the TX and RX signal is coming in the format of 5 volt. So that signal we have to drop it down in a 2.5 volt or 3 volt, so that your module will not get damaged. That's why we are using these two resistance over here, and those are working as a voltage divider. So your signal will quality will be same, but the level of that signal will get dropped. Now you can connect it like this, and after that you can now we are going to use a combined module. This one is a Arduino Uno plus Wi-Fi module.
Sir, sir, your PPT is not visible, sir. So participants, please wait another 5 minutes. Expert will join soon. So due to some network problems, it came out. He will join in.
So sorry for inconvenience. There
No
was some
issues.
connectivity issue. So let's get started again. So we were discussing about that Wi-Fi module, that how we can use that Wi-Fi module and what are the functionality of that Wi-Fi module. And so I'm going to discuss over here that in that Wi-Fi module you can use in a different configuration. Like, so this one is Wi-Fi module. We are going to connect with the Arduino. For avoiding this lot of connection, we are using standard board, that is this Arduino Uno plus Wi-Fi module. Both are same. There is no difference in this module and this Wi-Fi module and Arduino. There is no difference. Same thing is over here. But there is no wiring. Just wiring is got integrated. And in replacement of that wiring, we have used that DIP switch. Mean if you want to use this Arduino as an independent, you have to remove this Wi-Fi module. And if you are going to use Arduino plus Wi-Fi module, you have to connect it. So that on-off switch means how you can connect it, how you can disconnect it. For that, we are using this DIP switch over here. So with the help of that, we can on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, all the configuration we can set it. So very important point. When we are going to upload code over here, for uploading code, we have to use this 1 and 2 pin over here. Like these are DIP switch table. Over here you can see it. If you want to connect Arduino Uno plus Wi-Fi module, then if you want to connect Arduino Uno with Wi-Fi module, you have to on 1 and 2 switch in my DIP switch, and all other pins should be off. And the second mode is that you can connect Arduino Uno independently, or you can disconnect this Wi-Fi module. For that you have to on 3 and 4 pin on, and all other pins should be off. Only these two modes we are going to use it over here in this Wi-Fi module. So let's see how we can use this Wi-Fi module and how we can program it. Advantage of this module is that there is separate voltage regulator for providing dedicated power to this Wi-Fi module, so that your Wi-Fi will not disconnect again and again. So this one is optimum board that is designed for Wi-Fi and Arduino both. So now we are going to use this module for connecting this Wi-Fi module. So with the help of that, you can connect your Wi-Fi module within 1 minute or 2 minutes. But when we are going to use this separate module over here like this, might be it can take 2 days to connect it, because there is lot of troubleshooting over there and lot of difficulties over there while connecting it. So let's see it how you can connect it. So we are going to make a connection. So directly I'm going to in that Wi-Fi connections. So first two mode we are going to do it over here. First one, we can use remote XY also over here for writing code in a very simple way, and for controlling appliance using Wi-Fi module, and using cloud also. Both things we can do it in a very simple way. So first I will do with the remote XY, and after that we are going to use another cloud, advanced cloud. With the help of that, you are going to receive SMS notification also. If your sensor is going to cross any threshold limit, you are going to receive notification on your mobile phone also. So let's see how you can do it using Wi-Fi module that I'm going to show you over here right now. And after that, in next session, I'm going to discuss it in a detail, that how you can use it. So you can go to editor. So now it will be easy, because earlier you have designed app will be same. So just only configurations will be same. Okay, configuration will get changed. You have to click on Bluetooth, and over there you have to select Wi-Fi module. So then the module, that is SC, that ESP8266. This module you are using it, you can apply it. Now that the configuration you did it, now you have to change module interface. So you are going to connect with hardware serial, and you have to change baud rate. Baud rate of this Wi-Fi module is 115200. So two changes you have to do it over here. Then Wi-Fi access point. This one is the name. Mean right now we are using it Wi-Fi without internet, and we are going to control appliance up to 100 meter. So over here you can see it that this one is a hotspot name. So your Wi-Fi module will create a hotspot. With the hotspot, you have to connect your mobile phone, and you will able to control your appliance. So without internet, you will able to control your appliance up to 100 meter. So this one is the name of your hotspot. If you want to leave it as it is, that also you can leave it. Otherwise, you can rename it also. So I'm going to rename it ATL FDP. This one I just rename it. So now this one is password. If you want to make it open, that also you can make it, or otherwise you can set password also over there. And all the setup is now complete. So my setup is complete over here. Now what we have to do it, we have to click on get source code. So as you are going to click on get source code, your code will generate it over here like this. So you have to copy that same thing, you have to do it over here, nothing else. So you have to copy this code and you have to go to Arduino software over there. You can start new sketch, and in a new sketch you have to upload your code over there. So in your sketch you are going to paste your code. So this one we have pasted it over here. So no need to write any single line of code, everything is same, just you have to verify it. You have to verify your code, like because library we have already added, no need to add it again and again. And after verifying this code, we have to upload it in the Arduino plus Wi-Fi module. So that I will show you in a next session, that how you can upload your code over there in a Arduino plus Wi-Fi module, and how you can change that pins, the DIP switch pin configurations, and after that you will able to control your appliance in a very simple way. And then we are going to control appliance using internet also, from cloud also, and after that we are going to use another cloud over there. We are going to make health monitoring of a machine and generating trigger and alert. So that also we are going to discuss in upcoming session. So now if you are having any kind of queries, any kind of doubt, that you can ask over here in the chat box. I will be happy to answer your queries. Yes. So type your queries over here in the chat box. I will be happy to answer your queries over here. So there are some module over there. There is inbuilt by Bluetooth module is there, but those are not in a small size. The size is bigger than there. So that is issue over here. In a LilyPad, you have to connect it separately. The Bluetooth module, you have to connect it separately. So Sanjeev Mitra, you have to connect that Bluetooth module separately over there, and Bluetooth chip you can integrate with the help of that size can be get reduced. Or you can make your customized board using that Arduino microcontroller, and you can reduce your size also, and you can make it smaller also, and you can use it. Yes, if any participant having any doubt, they can type in the chat box. Yes. Yes, so when we talk about summary step over here in a Bluetooth, so what we have to do it in a very important point. So first of all, I'm going to tell about the code. First of all, we have to write code over here. After writing code, as you written your code for Bluetooth, then you have to connect your Bluetooth module. So you have to connect your Bluetooth module with TX and RX with the Arduino over here, and VCC and ground over here. That screen I have shared with you over here. Okay, let me share screen. I think screen is not visible. Yes. So in a summarized way, if we talk about Bluetooth module, so first of all, we have to write code over here. If we are going to do it in independent way, you can write code. This one is code for any mobile app you are using it, because that app will send that string over here, 0, 1, 2, ABC, whatever string you are going to receive. So if you know that string, that whatever string is coming, according to that you can write your code, and after that you can upload your code in your Arduino Then you have to connect Bluetooth module, TX and RX pin. You have to connect a Bluetooth module over here in a reverse order. I mean, RX should be connected with the TX and TX should be connected with the RX. And after connecting Bluetooth module, you have to make your customized mobile app. In that mobile app, you have to write code. You have to write code for your application, like whatever symbol you want to send it. For that, we have designed one mobile app over here. So that is BLE app. So this one simple app we have designed it, and that app we have designed on a MIT App Inventor. So in this app, you are going to send two commands, that is O and 0 and 1. And if you are going to write code for 0 and 1, accordingly you have to make a conditions and you have to run it. That is very simple step. You can use it with the Bluetooth. When we talk about that remote XY, in a remote XY, you have to connect simply all the connections and you have to follow all the 6 steps. Then you have to click on generate code. So over here in a Bluetooth, in replacement of Wi-Fi, you have to select Bluetooth, and over there also Bluetooth HC05, and over there software, or you can make it hardware also, and baud rate is 9600 for a Bluetooth, and after that you can get source code. So these are very simple steps. With the help of that you can make all the things over here, and you can write code and you can upload code also. And you have to follow 6 steps using this remote XY. And in a simple, with the MIT App Inventor, you have to write your own code. Yes. So if you are having any kind of query, any kind of doubt, that you can ask over here. Okay, thank you. So thank you so much to all the participants. If yes. No, that is not possible to create a Bluetooth backon, because the Bluetooth backon, for that we have to use another device. And second thing, in a microcontroller you can send and receive that binary digits, binary numbers, but in a backon over there you have to use that voice signal also. So when we are going to use voice signal, for that you have to use high processor controllers, like another microcontroller that having high processing power, which can process and process voice audio signal also, and can be communicated wirelessly. So that mode is different, and for that you need a hardware also. But right now I'm not having that Bluetooth backon, because that is costly also, because that you cannot use it directly. So that you can use it, but for that you have to use another microcontrollers. So there are some microcontrollers, those are STM based. Their processing power is also high, and their internal memory is also high. That you can make it, and that you can connect with the help of that STM32 board, and you can connect that backon Bluetooth module. Yes. So any participant having any other kind of queries, they can ask over here. Yes. So I think there is no query. So thank you so much to all the participants over here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So the next session starts at 2 o'clock, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
The participants are requested to join at 1:50 p.m. sharply. We'll start the session at 2 o'clock. Thank you all.